And we're back for round 2 of 3 in our Crustle Battle Tower. I'll be on the draw, it looks like. Playing against Roy Silva 7. uh, Clearly a mulligan. Mr. Mime start. Perfect. We're actually not that bad. Like, if we top deck essentially anything, we'll just beach and then N, I think. I was gonna say we could switch into a Pokemon that we top deck, but I don't think that's actually necessary. Okay, so we're playing against Garbodor, Drifblim. Sure. Just gonna go ahead and creepy wind and confuse me. Okay. Um, level ball's a good draw there. I'm gonna go ahead and get a Solosis. Attached to the Mime, I think. Or just let him knock out the Mime. Actually, I'm not gonna touch the Mime. I'm gonna just let him knock it out, I think. Play the Beach, and then my opponent didn't play supporter, so I don't really want to do this, but I still feel like it's necessary to slam the N. Ultra Ball, getting rid of one of each energy. Gonna go ahead and get a Dwebble, attach, and then Beach. So now I have, still need to get parts of the combo up, but I have a Dwebble up with an energy on it. I don't care what happens with Mr. Mime. I have a Duosion now for my Solosis, and I appear to be in a pretty good spot. He has a Garbodor, but it's not the Garbotoxin one. It's poison. Okay. If he actually attacks with this, it's going to be kind of an issue because discarding my energy will slow me down a lot. But definitely, the poison effect of that tells me I definitely need to get a, excuse me, a Virizion out. Didn't even see I could have just break candied into the beginning. Apologies. Um, Play this. And then attach. And N. Hopefully it won't end up mattering too much. And I can't really do anything here. I don't think I want to switch yet because, like I said, I just don't care. So I think I'm just gonna beach. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather tonight, but so we have the second Crustle, we have the Reuniclus up. We need to save this bench spot for the Virizion, which we unfortunately can't find right now, and I'm going to need to, but maybe he just won't see that he can attack with this. He hasn't attached to it or anything, so it's very possible. Um, Gonna go ahead, send up Crustle. And then I think I'm fine to just Juniper this away. Really like to find a Virizion. Don't, unfortunately. But I still have most of what I need. Gonna go ahead and Stone Edge, 90 him. So this is one of the things with this deck is a lot of people say that it's very difficult to set up and everything, but I really don't think so. With the new catcher rules and everything, I just think give a lot of consistency, and I don't really think it's too much of an issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and damage swap again. I think the bigger issue with this deck, more than it possibly being like hard to set up, is just that you lose to random things. Oh, I need to make sure nothing he has can snipe. Okay, I don't think so. I could be overlooking something, but I think we're okay. I'm gonna go ahead and damage swap off of this onto here just in case. And then damage swap here to here. Skyla is gonna fetch me an Ultra Ball. And then I'm gonna go ahead and Ultra Ball away a. Don't think I'll need this. Shouldn't need this Crustle to win the game. And Tropical Peach. Get a Virizion. I could just move all my damage onto one thing and max potion it, but I really want to try and maximize that if I can't find a superior. I guess I should have checked if there's superior in my deck, but if I can't find one, I definitely want to be putting 160 on a Virizion before I do that, so I'm not too concerned. And if I had heads here, I knock out this Mewtwo. And we did it. He has no energy on board as well, so I don't think he can really profitably attack this turn. Alright, there's a superior. I can Skylift for Candy next turn. Excuse me. Which will be solid. He does have the. Okay, I cannot poisoned. I do need to make sure that I don't just lose energy here, though. Which I can attack if I go for the Skylar route, but I kind of feel like I have to. Let's Super Rod first. Skyla for Candy. Candy, then the Superior, and then let's go ahead and damage swap from here to here. And damage swap from here to here. And then I cannot attack, so I'm just going to go ahead and activate my Stadium. Hopefully he doesn't, hopefully he can't go off and hit hasn't attacked too many more times, because that'll be pretty bad for me. I do have the Dazzling Machine to get back to Super Rod. He could just be going for the. Okay, so he gets another heads. Does he correctly discard the. No. Okay, so I think he should have discarded the grass there, but. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to play this Reshiram. And then. How many cards for my deck? 17 cards. Gotta check my end count here, see how many times I can refill my deck. I played 2, this is my 3rd discarded. I think I'm fine. Huh. I think we're gonna go ahead and I think we're gonna go ahead and Juniper here. I think I just need to be drawing energy in succession to try and beat this Garbodor, and then I'll draw. So I have 9 cards, which gives us 9 turns to win, essentially, and I have an N, which I can play when I'm at 1 or 2 prizes and throw that math off. Okay, so he just goes with a Sludge Bomb this turn, which is fine because that's what I want to happen. I just don't care. He clearly doesn't see that, unfortunately. Unfortunately for him, fortunately for us, but. One kind of issue that I do have now is that I discarded these max potions. So if I ever do get in a sticky situation, which I do not think I will now that I can actually hack his Garbodor, but if I ever do, it's going to be tough for me to really come back. But I just feel like I needed to be drawing that energy as often as I could. I need to be drawing multiples so I could just have them in my hand. And then we're going to go ahead. Oh, is it all cleared up? Yeah. We're going to go ahead and Stone Edge. So regardless of what he does here, I think I'll be fine because he has one more Trebuchet up. But if he doesn't evolve on the Garbodor, even if he hits me and knocks off my energy, I can just attach again, knock him out, and then I've dealt with the main threat of this deck so far. That 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This doesn't matter at all. But sure. Touching energy to Buffalon. It's reasonable. And then he misses. Cool. So, whoops. Let's go ahead and damage swap here. He's all healed up. Gonna go ahead and touch a fighting here. I'm gonna save my. I think I'm gonna go fighting grass on this guy if I need to, because I don't want to commit here if he has another Garbodor. I don't want to just lose to not having energy, so I don't want to put too much energy on other stuff, especially grass boys. And there's a knockout. There's a dazzling machine I need that that I can get. There's a dazzling machine I need that I can use to get back energy if I need to get back a super rod and play energy, or get back a max potion. So that was an important draw. I don't think I'll need it. I think I have the game pretty locked up, but um, you never know. And he's weak to me, so this should knock him out. And he has no energy on board, and besides the Garbodor, doesn't really have a potent attacker against us, and we even have defense against the Garbodor. So I think we should be good. We have 6 cards within my deck with a Dazzling Machine for Super Odds. That makes it 9 cards, and I can end any time. So I think we're pretty safe. So yeah, I mean, showing the power of this deck now, like, against the right, in the right metagame, against the right field, like, you're unstoppable, but there's also times where you just can't pull it off. Another thing that you have to contend with if you're going to choose to play this deck, I touched on this earlier, but if you're going to choose to play this deck, you really need to make sure that not only are you playing quickly and making the decisions as quick as possible, but also that your opponent is. So some ways you can learn to play more quickly is just by practicing. When you practice with the deck and you understand what needs to happen, you create mental shortcuts that allow you to essentially not have to make decisions. There's a Magic the Gathering Hall of Famer, Patrick Chapin, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's obviously a very good player, and he has a saying that he only allows himself to make something like 3 decisions per tournament or 3 decisions per match or something like that, because he wants to have tested enough and to know the matchup well enough that everything is just reflexive. That he doesn't have to think about, okay, do I rare candy here or do I wait or what do I like? He just knows it, and that's more about expending mental energy, but it's also about being able to play quickly. And so if you practice the deck, you can really learn the ins and outs of it and know how things are supposed to work. And but in addition to that, what's more important is making sure that your opponent plays quickly, because what can happen is that your opponent will see what you're playing, get ahead early, and then slow play. And um, even though the rules are a little gray on this, it is cheating, and it does happen. And it's when you're playing a deck like this, it's just your responsibility to make sure that your opponent plays up to the right pace. You could call a judge on them, let the judge know what's going on. Just be adamant. Don't be afraid to call judges. Judges are not bad. Does not mean you think your opponent's cheating. Judges doesn't make you a bad person to call. You want to play the game fairly, and you want to give yourself as much of a chance to win the game as your opponents have. So definitely keep that in mind. An end here is great for us. We just don't really care what we draw. I didn't want to thin out my deck. Knockout, and that's game. So there we are at 2-0. Like I said, I'm only going to do one more match in this series. But if you guys want to see more, let me know. I can experiment the list a bunch. But yeah, let's hope we can rattle off a 3-0.